Well, hello everyone. I am here with my friend and sister May. May, so good to see you. So good
Same
to
here,
see
same
you.
here.
I don't know, it's been too long. But we will talk about that afterwards. But it's been a minute since we saw. So I have with me May. May lives in Lagos, Nigeria, with her husband and her two beautiful children. And she was just telling me one is almost 14, and your daughter is 12. How time flies. Well, welcome, May.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me today.
All right. So this is a quick take. We are going to be talking about mentoring today. And I have a couple of questions for you, May. So first of all, this whole month we're talking about mentoring, and I was wondering, have you ever had like an older woman in your life who you observed or who taught you something that you took with you, ran with it affected your faith in a positive way, and you've been able to apply it to some area of your life? So over to you.
Okay. One of the advantages I enjoyed growing up without a mother figure is that it opened me up to learning from diverse women. So experiencing that gap of not having somebody I look up to, oh, this is how my mother did it, let me do it this way, made me understood that I need to learn from people. So what I do is when I see a woman that have the kind of family that I felt I wanted, I always observe. I take special attention to what they are doing. When I see a young person like me that is experiencing the kind of family life that I will have loved or want to recreate, I kind of slide close to that person quietly and I observe. And so I have plenty of women over the years who have modeled how a home should be, how a woman should live, how career works, how you can combine career, combine family and ministry. I've had quite a number of them. And I've also had quite a number that also model how not to do it.
That is very important because it's not just how to, there's also the how not to. Yes.
Yes. In fact, one of such that stood out for me was growing up when my mother left. I was just left with I was the mother for my 4 younger siblings. So we went to my grandmother's house. So there's this elderly relative that saw the way I was correcting my sister, and she didn't like it. And she was like, that she's sure that this is how I lord it over them. I shouldn't. And I said that I should leave them. They are children. When they grow, they will know. So I took a step back. I mentally pictured our own children who are grown and are kind of nuisances in the village. And I realized that method couldn't have worked for her.
You saw the products of that process, and you're like, this could not have been successful.
Like a 14-year-old, something told me there's a disconnect. If this is the strategy that she used in producing these ones, then it doesn't work that way. So that was one. But before we came on live, we were saying something, mentioned mentoring moments. I am I believe in mentoring moments, whether it's for parenting, whether it's for careers, so I observe a lot in life. I am a student of life. I'm a student of humanity. And I think it's in this latter part of my life that I started talking more than listening and observing. I started talking more now. So there's this lady, Sister Mary. We were in the same fellowship, Bible study fellowship. And I like her. Sister Mary is not your typical Christian. She's a mature woman of maybe then about 50, 55, but she had this short gold hair. She wears short, nice dresses, but she's not the first. When you see her, the first thing you think is not a godly woman, but she's super spiritual. I noticed something about her relationship with her husband. There's a uniqueness to it. There's a comfortability they have around one another. You know, I just perceived it. So when I went to her house for something, I think I needed her to stand in for me for something. And that was the first time I went to her house. When I stepped into the house, there was something I had. So she was busy and she asked me to sit in the sitting room and wait. While sitting there, her teenage daughters and their friends were in that sitting room. There was something about them that I loved. They were with their friends. They were very respectful. They were very put together, but very expressive and outspoken. And I wanted that this is the idea of how I want a home to be. There was this calmness, this peace, this rest in the whole atmosphere. So when she came out and we did what I came to do, somehow we started talking. And she started saying things that gave me an insight into the success she's experiencing in her home. And listening to her that day tell me the story, because I think I probably started asking questions and then she started talking. I realized as a single person who really, one of the things that I desired in life is to be able to build a home that will make a difference. A home where I will be able to, together with my husband, raise a set of children that will be an embodiment of godliness and wisdom, okay? And a home where I'll be able to build a kind of family that no matter where you go to, my children, my husband, myself, we are running home. And this is a woman who already is living that experience. And the things I got from her that day was that marriage, success of marriage, prayer is key. Prayer is key. 2, marriage is a wisdom journey. Listening to her that day, one of the things I went home with that helped me greatly in my marriage is understanding that marriage being a wisdom journey is to know when the time is for whatever you need to do, the actions. Because when you go to counseling and you are having challenges, you meet counselor one can tell you, no, you must talk, you must be bold, you must say it. Another counselor will tell you, calm down, you are a woman of God, you must submit, you must, and you get to another person, they tell you something else. All these things are good. They are what they make together, they make for a good marriage, right? But you need wisdom to know when to apply what. And leaving her presence that day, I saw the real life application of that place in the scripture, Ecclesiastes 3, 1-8, time for everything. And this became the anchor scripture for me in the first 2 years of my marriage, which was an adjustment period. It became my anchor scripture. So sometimes, it's time for you to be expressive. There are times you need to pull back. And how do you know this time? Wisdom. And how do you get this wisdom? From the place of prayer. And using this, even in the way I raise my children, even in the way I handle my business, I will always tell people, even when people come to me for counseling, I will tell you, the only thing I will tell you to do, my only counsel, is keep praying for wisdom. You see that Ephesians scripture? You see that Colossians scripture? Pray it every day. What you have is not a financial problem. What you have is not a marriage problem. What you have is a wisdom problem. If you have the wisdom, because only we can say, oh, this was how I handled this situation when I got to it. But my husband is different from your husband.
Absolutely. Exactly.
My family dynamics is different from your own family dynamics. And I believe that is where we miss it in this teaching of submission. We teach submission as a blanket subject. It's not. Okay? What submission means for my own husband is different from what submission means for your own husband. That is why in Genesis, he said, a help meet, a help suitable for that man's need.
Suitable is the word. That is the word, yes.
Suitable. I am the perfect help meet for my husband. But you see the way I am now. If I marry another person, it might be war.
It might be, exactly.
for my husband, I am able to make up, to support, to fill up where there is gap. And it's okay. Another person will marry me and say, this woman is stubborn, and I am stubborn. But in my home,
I know my husband calls me silent rebel. He's like, this woman. Because I know I can be. I can just be so tough. Yeah.
you
But
get it.
he knows how to handle me. I know how to, there's the give and take, just like you said. But if it's somebody else, it will be different.
It will be different. It will be different. So when it comes to mentoring, what I tell women is first accept that submission is not a curse word. Submission is our place of power if you understand it. If you understand it, it's our place of power. If you understand how to use submission, because submission is actually power, strength under control.
Yep. Yes.
You submit to this man to the extent, because this Sister Mary I'm telling you about, when you see Sister Mary, you know she's a woman in charge of her home. She's in charge. But when you get to her home, you understand why. You understand why the man let her. And those were the things she shared with me that day. She's the one that opened my eyes that submission is not about servitude.
It's not. Yeah.
Okay. So, and then what I did with Sister Mary, when that was the first time, so I always take up any opportunity to either ride with her or hang around her, or just stay and observe how she responds to situations, how she treats people. Because for me, I'm one that believe that Christianity is not what we wear. It's not the things we do. It's who we are.
It's who we are. Yes.
It's who we are. That it doesn't matter if my hair is green or red. If you stay with me 5 minutes, you should be able to tell that this is a godly woman.
Yes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. You should be able to tell. It doesn't matter how many scriptures I quote in Bible study. When I come home, my husband will be glad that he married a godly woman because I'm living it.
Yes.
So in answering your question, what I learned from one of these memorable mentoring moments, I have several, but one of the ones that never left me, it was with Sister Mary. And what she taught me is the place of prayer, place of submission, and place of wisdom in marriage. Talking about prayer, why that was talked out to me was because I think she got saved before her husband. So she said her husband was still doing all those things, drinking and all that. So that at night she would go by his bed and be kabashing on top of his bed, kabashing on top of his head, and praying and praying. Then one day she told herself, if this man wakes up and see me making these things on him, how will I explain what I'm doing? Did I realize, okay, it mustn't really be over him like that, but she kept speaking and praying until she prayed him into faith and prayed him into his rightful position as the spiritual head of their home and of the relationship. So these are the three things that has helped me.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love that that we're talking about it in terms of mentoring moments, because I think what people sometimes think about is having that formal. Sister Mary may not even have known how she impacted you.
No.
So that's the thing. People are waiting to have some formal person that, you meet with every 2 weeks. And no, is seizing the moment, the mentoring moments, seizing the moment. When can I, you see how you sit, you go and sit beside her, or you just observe her, like you said, riding with her. So you see someone, you want to learn from them. You have to pursue it. You have to pursue it. They've walked down a path that you want to walk. And so you want to connect with them, or you just want to observe them. And when you have opportunity to ask questions, ask a question. Yeah. That is so. So we're going to wrap this up, but we absolutely have to talk about some more things because you have more mentoring moments, but that will be another time, hopefully very soon. keep seizing the moments. Keep seizing the moments. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.